Hello there, dear viewers. This is Trestle242, and welcome to another episode of Skyrim. Here we have Relvin Mirror. He's had himself a nice sleep, and as you might notice, I have changed his attire a bit. He's wearing some very warm gloves, and though you may not be able to see them, some very warm boots. And he's wearing his fur armor again, simply because it's warm. And to Inigo I gave my old piece of chainmail armor, since, well, he looks better in it, really. That whole shirtless look, it just made him look like he was cold. And, well, I will... Oh yes, another thing, before I go into character. The last episodes have had incredibly dark nights that made it almost pitch black. I have changed that, and I hope it will be alright. Now the nights are dark, but still, you know, dark enough to be atmospheric, yet hopefully not dark enough to be completely both unplayable and unwatchable. And, well, I hope that's alright with you. And now I shall enter into character. Do you know, Inigo? I actually feel great. I feel stronger somehow. Now that Relvin has leveled up, I think that I would choose health, since he's gotten a few beatings that still survive. And with regards to what perks I should choose, I'm honestly not sure. I'm decent enough with one-handed. I'm getting to a level where I might be able to use light armor. And my speech is actually becoming quite good at 24. Kinship would be excellent, since it means I can buy items for 15% less when trading with Dunmer. Performer, well, it sounds quite interesting, I suppose. Serenade, well, maybe. Speak with animals, wow, interesting. No, I'm not going to go down the shouting tree, since he isn't... Well, I'm not playing him as the Dragon Ball. Perhaps something in alchemy. One other thing I did was that whilst they were testing out various night mods, I also decided to sell a bunch of rubbish he was carting around and make a bunch of potions from some of the alchemical ingredients he's got. And, well, I suppose that is that. I do indeed believe that light armor would be good, since he's gotten hit quite a lot. And, well, yes, I feel a bit stronger and more sort of, I don't know, ready to take on the world, I guess. So, anyway, let's go and see who to talk to turn in that bounty. I'm not sure who exactly, but you know, well, it might be one of the guards. I mean, that's who I would ask if I had a bounty. Well, a bounty to turn in, not if I would have a bounty, you know, on my head. I don't know what I would do if that happened. Let's see, perhaps the jailer might know something. Or maybe, well, hello,
There's an
guard.
apothecary in town, yeah, but it's down on the lower walkway, so stay sharp if you go down there.
It's alright, I've been down there, it's perfectly pleasant.
The Imperials think us all lawless beasts. I'm proof of their ignorance.
That's good. I won't be saying anything about that. Because I am a... Oh. Hall of the Dead, no. Oh dear, this is definitely not where I was intending to go. Gods, they even have someone just lying out like this. I mean, at least the candles are good. It shows that they're paying the dead some respect, but... Oh, they're just lying out here. What the... How do they live like this? How do they live like this? How... I mean, I suppose it's good that at least they have them, you know, lying in places respectfully, rather than just... Okay, scratch that. They have them just lying in a pile. At least there's skulls and some poor bastard's ribcage. Never mind what I just... Hello, I didn't see you there.
Come to laugh at the grave tender?
No, why would I?
I can see that disapproving look in your eye.
There's nothing disapproving about me. Did
If
you
you're
the
trying
grave
to
out?
ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes.
Alright.
You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandra. Look, I didn't ask for this job. I got stuck with it thanks to my father.
Well, alright. Well, how's your father to blame for your job? I mean, it's your job. Surely you could just choose to do something else.
My father was a priest of Archay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with spending time with the dead. I mean, every Dunman knows that it's just, well, I suppose a part of life, really. We all die, we all pass beyond the waiting door. And, I mean, it's a way to sort of, I suppose, know who your relatives are and know about them, even if they're dead. You know they're there, they're just beyond the door. So, I mean, that isn't, I mean, I suppose it's not that scary, really. I mean, I'm not saying this as though I, you know, relish the chance to die at any given opportunity, but it's not something to be frightened of. And I think that your neighbors here are quite ignorant if they are. But is there a way for you to make peace with your father, then?
I'd like to make the journey to the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun, and give my ceremonial dagger to Anders, the caretaker. I believe once it's interred with my father's remains, I'll be at peace with his memory.
I see. Well, if you want to, I could bring it for you.
I hadn't asked you because I was afraid you'd say no. I appreciate your help. Here, I'm entrusting you with the dagger. Bring it to Anders and he'll take care of the rest.
Is there anything special about this dagger?
A priest of Archay is entrusted with a ceremonial dagger once they've completed their training.
I see.
It's usually given by the head priest who sanctified the ritual. In my case, the head priest happened to be my father. The thing is, I never wanted to follow in his footsteps. In some ways, I still don't.
I see. But still, you've ended up doing it anyway.
I had to, for honor's sake. But I had waited too long. My father died before he could see my training to completion.
Oh.
When I finally became a priest, they gave me the new High Priest's dagger. But I already owned my father's. So you see, I have to return it. It breaks tradition, and I need to tell him that I finally did what he wanted.
Yes, I see. And that makes...
Be cautious. The pilgrimage to the shrine is not an easy one.
Oh, it's a pilgrimage. Well, it makes sense, you know, that you would like your father to be at peace. And I know exactly what you mean about, you know, losing your loved ones before they can see you grow and... Well, let's not talk about all that sad stuff, shall we, Inigo? Let's just go out and see if we can find whoever I'm supposed to talk to about this bounty. Can't believe I went into the Hall of the Dead. Oh, well, that's the Temple of Mara, alright. I don't know. Maybe I haven't had enough sleep. I should have known that it wasn't Keep. I just saw the ground-looking stairs and the banners and everything, and my thought is immediately went, oh, this is the Jarl's Keep, but it's definitely not.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Here we are. Hello.
The Thieves Guild used to run this city. Now they're nothing but braggarts and bullies, rotting to death down in their rat way.
Yeah, well, I'm not too fond of the Thieves Guild, considering that, you know. Well, I suppose maybe I should just bury the hatchet. I mean, I have got 3,430 septims, and I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. Hang on, I can just take things. Just take this cabbage. And I can just take this book. Goodness, they seem to... Well, they really trust me. I mean, I know I said there was the jail inspector, but I didn't know they'd actually believe me. Hello?
If you're looking to settle in Riften, there's a house for sale. Honeyside. See the steward in the keep if you want it.
Watch
your step in here. The stonework gets slippery.
That's alright. Well, you were no help, but the steward in the keep. I don't know. Maybe that's where I'll go. I'm not really used to, you know, I don't know what to do when you speak to a Jarl. I mean, are you supposed to say Your Majesty? Your Highness? Your Jarlness? You're standing there looking quite purposeful, and...
As Jarl Leila's housecarl, I would ask that you maintain a respectable distance from her at all times.
I will, don't you worry.
Did you have some sort of official business here?
So I take it you protect the Jarl?
Indeed. There have been multiple attempts on the Jarl's life. We're not certain if it's the Dark Brotherhood or simply Imperial sympathizers. We've also had run-ins with spies attempting to probe our security for weaknesses. I work with the city guard to make certain they fail.
Alright.
At the end of the day, I'm the last line of defense for the Jarl. I will not allow her to fall.
That makes sense.
I'm keeping my eye on you.
Well, I mean, that's fair. You don't know who I am, and I'm... Oh, gosh, I've been so rude. I've been so very, very rude. I shouldn't be wearing my mask.
I'd request that when speaking to Jarl Leila, you show the proper respect.
Oh, don't you worry. I will. Who you then?
Oh, come to gloat, have we? To poke fun at the Jarl's youngest son?
No, are you the one I'm supposed to talk to?
Behind my back.
I'm not laughing. Look, if you continue that, I might start laughing just to spite you. And, well, you're looking at me with... Hello, Anuriel.
Welcome to Mistvale Keep. I'm Jarl Leila's steward, Anuriel.
Oh, well, the bandit leader at Broken Helm's Hollow is dead. I'm here for the bounty.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here's your reward.
Ooh, nice. So, what does a steward do?
As steward, I serve as an intermediary between the Jarl and her subjects.
Alright.
I also handle the less important and day-to-day policies that affect daily life in Riften. Lately, I've had my hands full suppressing these ridiculous accusations of corruption in the keep.
So, what are these rumors of corruption, then?
There are those that believe the Jarl does nothing for this city. That it's corrupt and run by the Blackbriar family.
I see.
I can assure you that this is entirely false. We are fully in control of everything.
That's very good.
You're welcome in Riften, as long as you continue to obey our laws.
Oh, I will. Hey, Inigo. I don't really think these people have any idea what goes on in Riften. Since it's quite clear that the Blackbriars, I think they basically run the show. But, I mean, it's nice that they try. Your Jarlness, may I speak to you? I mean, you're looking me straight in the eye, so...
Welcome to Riften, traveler. I hope the road fared well for you.
It was alright. I'm not going
Good
to ask
journey to
about
you.
the Thieves Guild, but... What is that? It looks quite nice. I wouldn't mind having one of those at home, but I'm not going to... I mean... I know I've done some bad things in my life, but I'm not going to, you know,
There's
try
fine
to rob...
steel at the Scorched Hammer, if you fancy a new blade.
Well, I don't fancy a new blade. I might fancy a new mace if there's anything useful. And I probably shouldn't be poking around like this, but I am incredibly... Short History of Morrowind, yes! I'm going to read it here as a stamp because I can't steal it. A Short History of Morrowind by Jeanette Sitte. Led by the legendary prophet Beloth, the ancestors of the Dunmer, exiles from Altmer cultures in present-day Somerset Isle, came to the region of Morrowind. In earliest times, the Dunmer were harassed or dominated by North Sea raiders, and when the scattered Dunmer tribes consolidated into the predecessors of the modern Great House clans, sure that's what they call us, they threw out the Nord oppressors and successfully resisted further incursions. Yes. The ancient ancestor worship of the tribes was in time superseded by the monolithic tribunal temple theocracy, and the Dunmer grew into a great nation called Restine. Yes, we did. Restine was the last of the provinces to submit to Tiber Septim. Like Black Marsh, it was never successfully invaded and was peacefully incorporated by treaty into the Empire as the province of Morrowind. Yes. Almost 4 centuries after the coming of the Imperial Legions, Morrowind is still occupied by Imperial Legions, with a figurehead Imperial King, though the Empire has reserved most functions of the traditional local government to the ruling councils of the 5 great houses. On Vardenfell district. In the Third Era 414, Vardenfell territory, previously a temple preserve under imperial protection, was reorganized as an imperial provincial district. Vardenfell had been maintained as a preserve administered by the temple since the Treaty of the Armistice, and except for a few great house settlements sanctioned by the temple, Vardenfell was previously uninhabited and undeveloped. But when the centuries-old temple ban on trade and settlement of Vardenfell was revoked by the King of Morrowind, a flood of imperial colonists and Great House Dunmer came to Vardenfell, expanding old settlements and building new ones. Yes, my mother told me that it was the Holy Island, and perhaps that was why they had banned people moving there. The new district was divided into Redron, Hlalo, Telvanni, and Temple districts, each separately administered by local house councils or temple priesthoods, and all under the advice and consent of Duke Dren and the district council in Ebonheart. Local law became a mixture of house law and imperial law in house districts, jointly enforced by house guards and legion guards, with temple law and imperial law enforced in the temple district by ordinators. The temple was still recognized as a majority religion, but worship of the 9 divines was protected by the legions and encouraged by imperial cult missions. The temple district included the city of Vivec, the fortress of Ghostgate, and all sacred and profane sites, including those blighted areas inside the Ghost Fence. Yes, my mother told me. She didn't speak much of it, but she said that there was the thing called the Blight. It was some sort of terrible disease, incurable, and a lot of Dunmer died from it. Alright, those blighted areas inside the Ghost Fence and all unsettled and wilderness areas on Vardenfell. In practice, this district included all parts of Vardenfell not claimed for Redron, Hlale, or Telvanni districts. The temple stubbornly fought all development in their districts and were largely successful. House Clalu, in combination with imperial colonists, embarked on a vigorous campaign of settlement and development. In the decades after reorganization, Balmora and the Ascadian Isles regions have grown steadily. Caldera and Pelagiad are completely new settlements, and all legion forts were expanded to accommodate larger garrisons. House Telvanni, normally conservative and isolationist, has been surprisingly aggressive in expanding beyond their traditional tower villages. Yes, my mother told me about those. They lived in these strange magical towers. She said they were made out of mushrooms, these enormous mushrooms larger than trees, and that they just grew out of the ground. Disregarding the protests of the other houses, the temple, the duke, and the district council, Telvanni pioneers have been encroaching on the wide lands reserved to the temple. The Telvanni Council officially disavows responsibility for these rogue Telvanni settlements, but it is an open secret that they are encouraged and supported by ambitious Telvanni mage lords. Yes, my mother told me about that the Telvanni were great mages, and that they pretty much listened to no one but themselves. Really. And that they could be quite frightening. They mostly spent time in their mushroom towers, but whenever they came down from them to do something, it could have terrifying consequences. Under pressure from the temple, conservative House Redran, yes, that's our house. I mean, I am from House Meru, but we have always been of the great House Redran. As a result, House Redran and the temple are in danger of being politically and economically marginalized by the more aggressive and expansionist Clalu and Telvanni interests. Yes. I suppose. The imperial administration faces many challenges in the Vardenfell district, but the most serious are the great house rivalries, animosity from the Ashlander nomads, internal conflicts within the temple itself, and the Red Mountain Blight. Struggles between Great House Temple and imperial interests to control Vardenfell's resources could at any time erupt into full-scale war. Ashlanders raid settlements, plunder caravans, and kill foreigners on their wild lands. The temple has unsuccessfully attempted to silence criticism and called for reforms within its ranks. But most serious are the plagues and diseased hosts produced by the Blightstorms sweeping out from Red Mountain. Oh, so this is a very old book. Vardenfell and all of Morrowind have long been menaced by the legendary evils of Dagot Ur and his ash vampire kin dwelling beneath Red Mountain. Yes, my mother have told me a bit of him as well. For centuries, the temple has contained this threat within the Ghost Fence, but recently the temple's resources and will have faltered, and the threat from Red Mountain has grown in scale and intensity. If the Ghost Fence should fail, and hosts of blighted monsters were to spill out across Vardenfell's towns and villages, the Empire might have no choice but to evacuate Vardenfell district and abandon it to disease and corruption. Well, they didn't really have to do that, but, I mean, Red Mountain sort of took care of that, I suppose, by turning it all into molten lava. It was a while back that happened, but I mean, still. I shouldn't be in someone's bedroom, but if they have any books, if they have any interesting books, then, let's just look. That one looks rather nice. Oh, wow, a nice necklace. That's an interesting symbol. I don't think I've seen that before. Might be some impure. Oh, hello there. Hello. I'd never be able to sell it, but my God, that's nice. I will remember this. It's difficult. Inigo, do you ever feel this temptation to lay your hands on anything that's shiny? A letter. Oh, this is his room. C.P. Blackbriar. That That's sweet. A quick note regarding my son, Zibby. He is to be treated as I'd expect you to treat anyone of the Blackbriar family, and all of his requests are to be honored without question. However, if he wishes to be released, you are not to do so unless I expressly authorize it. Zibby needs to learn his place, and the only way that will happen if he's kept under lock and key. Oh, I see. That's why he gets to live in the luxury prison. Do you know what? On Morrowind, I'm taking that. It seems like a lot of people here are interested in Morrowind. It's quite, it's quite unusual. A dancing fire. A silver ring. Is there anything in here that I might like? No, a pair of quite a bit clothes, and he's got a drum. And the dowry, well, I haven't read that. Ancient Tales of the Dwemer. Taken that. Oh, wrong key press there, sorry. 1 septim, he's not gonna miss it. I hope you don't mind, Inigo. It's just that Sibby Blackbriar is a very unpleasant. Hang on. If it belongs to Sibby Blackbriar, then you know. I mean, he's a terrible person, and I've heard from Kirava that he wanted to murder his ex-lover, and I mean, come on. I mean, she should be given an award for being willing to stay with that idiot. Yes. 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 Thank you. He's not in here anyway, so you can't see that they're gone. A loot, a skull, and a flagon. That's a bit strange, but I shouldn't mind. A flagon and another book. A short history and more. Oh, 2 copies of the same book. I see a lot of people seem to be interested in Morrowind. By the way, out of character here, but I apologize for you hearing any strange noises in the background. That's just my cats playing. They're always a bit rowdy. I am currently recording this in the night. They love playing in the night time. Well, this seems to be the kitchen.
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them.
Yeah, well, that's great, because I have no desire to do that. Let's see here. Oh, Imperial Marker, Imperial Karthwasten, Imperial Fort Ragstad, Imperial Solitude, Imperial Dragon's Bridge, Imperial Fort Snowhawk, Morthal, Rorikstead, Fort Sunguard, Fort Greymore, Whiterun, Falkreath, Riverwood, Helgen, Fort Newgrad, Stormcloak, Ivarstead, Fort Greenwall. Well, yeah, I've been there. It's controlled by bandits. Riften is Stormcloak. Shorestone is Stormcloaks. Windhelm is obviously Stormcloaks. Fort Castell, I've been there. Winterhold is Stormcloak, and Dawnstar is Stormcloak. And Stormcloak Fort Dunstad. I don't know what that is. Well, at least I know where some fortresses are. Could be useful. If we go here, where does this lead me? Some weapons. I think it belongs to that Stormcloak fellow. I mean, you know, he seems like the one to carry around a bunch of weapons. I mean, look, I'm not going to steal anything. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. Bit of pocket change. I mean, I suppose, I don't know. I'm just not very fond of the Stormcloaks. Mainly because of how they treat other people.
We'll show those faithless dogs who this land belongs to.
Yeah, go on, do that. Very well.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
No, come to gloat, have we? To poke fun
I've
at
not
the
come to
Jarl's
gloat.
youngest son?
Could you please stop? he keeps going on and on about that. And I'm not speaking to you, Maiden. You have been very rude to me, and I don't take well to such things.
Did we have an appointment? No. It was a delivery? I can't remember. Excuse my disorganization, but I'm in the middle of some delicate experiments.
So what is it that has you so preoccupied?
Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing. Well, allow me to explain.
Yes, please.
My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy.
Fascinating to go on. I honestly don't really understand, but you know.
Aha! So, you're a student of theoretical applied harmonics.
Yes.
Putting aside Ralston's constant of universal inversion for a moment, how would you approach the problem? Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent, or allow it to generate its own field?
How about some calipers? Iron 7? Yes.
7? Astonishing. I hadn't considered that. I mean, it would take months, years to work out the differentials. But what a revolutionary concept!
Yes.
Wait. I can see a minor problem in your theory. Without a soul siphon, how would you prevent permanent magicka burn?
It's 9. Yes, 9. That's the solution.
Of course! 9 is the most basic of magical principles. Oh, how stupid of me. That completely takes care of all your basic problems: magicka burn, dimensional collapse, and thermic drift. You've done it! Now, if I can only remember what we were originally talking about.
Well, do you need some help getting organized? I mean, if you're a mage, you're dealing with some dangerous things. Being incredibly disorganized, that's no good.
Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar. No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get.
All right.
In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments.
Sure. What would you like me to get?
As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away.
That's a good habit.
What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately.
You have
Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you.
No,
that isn't right.
Okay.
I'd be happy to reward you.
Yes, I would like a reward. I would not like to be experimented on, please. I mean, no, thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but no experiments, please. Yeah, I'll get them.
Excellent.
If you can just tell me where they are.
Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help.
Indeed it would. Ivarsted. Winterhold. Winterhold. Do you have anything for sale?
Take a look.
She actually has quite a lot. Scroll of Candlelight. Ice Spike. Let's see, is there anything here that I could use? I mean, I'm not very good at magic, but maybe Inigo is. Bound Cloak. It's very expensive, but it sounds kind of interesting. Fox skin. Lightning bolt, lightning rune, mage light, soothe. I think I already got that book. Some robes, vampires of the Iliac Bay. Well, no, I don't want to, lose all of my money, but
I have to remember. Ward first, then summon.
Well, let's just check what the weather is like. And nice and foggy. I didn't really mean to jump off that, but I suppose these things happen.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
I was thinking we could go to that village and speak to, what was his name's family? Over here. Leifnar's death. Yes. I think that would be a good idea. Don't you, Inigo? I mean, it doesn't look like it's very far, and I mean, it would be nice to help someone.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
And by the way, Inigo, in case you're wondering why I'm catching butterflies, it's just to train my fingers to be extra nimble. Oh yes, and I did buy this excellent scarf. What do you think of it? Doesn't it look quite wonderful? I mean, with the patterns and everything. I think it looks quite good. It's not very warm though. So I'll just wear this bearskin cloak. I mean, maybe I'm a bit foolish, but I've been wanting to wrap up very warm indeed ever since that horrible experience around Winterhold. I mean, that was awful. That was truly, truly awful.
Don't cross me, elf.
Look, don't cross me, Nord. Yeah, how did you like that, huh? I can play that game too. Yes. Could hear something. My ancestors seem to be telling me something. But I'm not sure what. I do believe that we should just continue on. And sort of follow along Lake Condrick. That's my belief, at least. We'll see what we find. You never know, sometimes there's strange plants growing around the coastline. Like here, some canis root. As an alchemist, well, beginning alchemist, I feel it could be good to just go around and collect some things every now and again. I'd rather not get wet though. These waters can be cold, and I don't want to get cold. Oh, hello, fox. It's a quite pleasant day, isn't it, little fox? Now let us see it, so I'm sure that I'm going. Yes, I am going the right way. And well, there's a little path going up here, and I just wonder what's there. I mean, there's a farmhouse, but oh yes, it is a snowshod farm. I've already been there. Those were the people who left me shelter against the terrible rain. Grief, that was awful. And is there anything here? Oh, I see. Well, that was that place on the map then. With a strange winding path. I suppose I should take a look. I mean, I've got no business doing that really, but I am curious. I suppose that's one of my biggest character flaws, really. Curiosity. That and sticky fingers. I mean, I still don't know why I took this bloody gems. Who are you? You look a bit lost. Are you alright? Bulbous.
Oh, did you need something?
Hello.
I'm collecting ingredients to bring to the gourmet. He'll think my taste so refined when I offer them to him. You have heard of the gourmet?
Well, actually no, never heard of him.
You've not heard of the gourmet? author of Uncommon Taste? He is a wizard with a spatula. Well, not an actual wizard, but his recipes are legendary. You know, I've heard the gourmet is in Skyrim right now.
Oh, so he's someone who's good with recipes. Well, that's nice, I suppose. Now let me see, am I on that tiny little road? Yes, I am. And it looks like it leads to absolutely nothing. Well, this was stupid. There's nothing here. Why would you put down a road on a map that leads to nothing? I mean, unless you're deliberately trying to fool and confuse people. Oh well, we'd best get on with it. Hopefully we can get to the... what was it called? Something mill, I think. And yes, I'm going to pick some mushrooms along the way. They might be good eating. Oh.
Another textbook example of skill and grace.
I'm not sure I agree. I mean, maybe for you, Inigo, but not really for me. I mean, I'm just hitting things with my mace until they stop attacking. That's not really graceful nor skillful. Still, I suppose it was an important reminder that I shouldn't get too comfortable. You never know what's out and about in these wilds. I mean, it is quite... I like the look of this, really. I think it looks quite beautiful. With the fog and the lake and everything. Hello there. Who are you?
I'm on a pilgrimage to the shrine of Azura, the goddess of twilight, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, I see. Well, that's fine. I mean, I don't really... I mean, I believe in Azura in the way that I know that she exists. But I don't, you know, revere her, really. She's alright, I suppose, but... I've already told you this, Inigo, and we're alone in the middle of the wilderness, and... Oh, you look quite fearsome wielding those two weapons. Anyway, my heart lies with the tribunal, the ones mentioned in that book, History of Morrowind. Am I supposed to go over this bridge? Looks like it. And then is it somewhere along the coast? Oh, there's some water over there. I was wondering why they'd build a bridge over what looks like completely dry land. And what
Those bits of dead insect you are carrying are making Mr. Dragonfly nervous.
I'm sorry to hear that. Now, what is that? Is it a... I've never seen something like that. Now, I am in the bushes. If I sneak a little bit here in the grass, maybe they won't be able to see me. I mean, they haven't attacked yet. And they probably would. You know, if they were out to murder me. What is this place? Hello? There's no one here. And I can't open the gate.
I love it here.
It looks abandoned. What strange place is this? Well, that's weird. I suppose I'll have it marked down on my map now, as you know, something to perhaps investigate further. I don't recognize anything about those buildings. They looked very strange. More bloody wolves. And I should really have a bit of a snack and something to drink. Some apple cabbage stew. Some salmon. Yes, they were that much better. Some water. And I guess some more water. There we are. Now I'm not thirsty anymore. Where are those wolves? I can hear them howling, but I can't see them anywhere. Just know they'll come running. There's something around, I don't know what. Something.
Silly spell slinger.
Oh, God! What?
Over here.
Go ahead.
They did not know who they were messing with.
No, they didn't. They tried to use fire against Adama. Red guard, small silver medallion. That one looks quite interesting. And some potions. What the? Why? Why would you do that? What's the point? Just attacking random passers-by? And using fire against Adama. Well, not everyone knows that we aren't particularly bothered about fire. Oh. Well, I'll just continue on and then I'll go to the east. Following this road, and then when it takes a bend to the east, I'll just take that bend. Yes, indeed. Then I should be... Oh! Is that where his family lives, do you think? In that little cottage. I do feel quite awful coming to them with, you know, with this terrible news that their son is dead, but I mean, there's not much else I can do. They have to know. Oh dear. It's a kid, of course.
Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the... Yeah?
I found Leifnar's body. I think he's your husband.
No, it can't be. Oh my. And all this time I was thinking he'd been unfaithful to me. I feel so stupid. I've been a fool, wasting my time sitting here helpless when I could have sent help sooner. Perhaps this is all my doing. What's done is done. Here, I want you to have this. Bringing me closure was kind of you.
Thank you. Would you have any water, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Is it difficult to run a mill? I mean, it has to be alone.
With just myself and one child, it's damn near impossible. With Leifnar gone, it's really put me in a terrible bind. I'm having trouble making ends meet. At this rate, we won't last more than a few more seasons at best. Then I'll just have to sell the old place.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Drop by and see us again if you're ever in the area.
Kralna.
I knew it. I knew my father was a hero and he didn't just run away.
I don't even know what that is, but that looks like a very large flute. I'm not going to take your baby. You never know when you can use some salt. And, well, no, I'm just looking. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
I hope you're not here to start some trouble. I'll fight you if I have to.
Don't worry, I won't start any
trouble. Here for work? Get an axe and bring me all the wood you can chop.
Oh. I would like... Oh. Well, you're still cooking. Never mind. Oh, and this is the bedroom, I see. Well, I won't bother you any further. Let's go, Inigo. Let's just head back to Riften. It's getting dark. Oh, was that lightning? And this is where I will end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. It's been great fun. And this has been Krasl242. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.